Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Hey. So I was just putting back in his playpen. There are just too many wires, and you know rabbits, they just love wires. So yes, he's back in his playpen, but I will have to do a video on him because, like, come on guys, he's the most beautiful thing in the world. Like, I just cannot even cope with my son. Like, he is just perfection. So on the topic of perfection, or our perception of perfection, like, how hard is it to be a female in today's society, and to be a male equally? But I just think there is so much pressure on us to look a certain way. You know, we're just surrounded by this whole social media world of perfection. I mean, you could be feeling good about yourself one day, and then you could go on Instagram and, you know, be surrounded by just an unrealistic idea of what we should look like. And, you know, how are we supposed to feel good enough when society is telling us that we're not if we don't look a certain way? And it is so easy to kind of just get gobbled up by this mindset of that we're not good enough because we don't look a certain way. And, you know, I have fallen victim to this for quite a massive part of my life, actually, in terms of just being on diet after diet after diet. You know, I really did struggle for a lot of years, but I'm now at a place where, you know, I've learned so much, like so much valuable lessons that I'm kind of hoping to get across in this video, so that it can help any of you guys that are actually feeling the same as how I used to feel. I feel like I have been there, I've done that, I've felt that, I've struggled. So I'm hoping to get across in this video, you know, some of the things that have really helped me, and have made me feel confident in my own skin, and have made me, you know, my happiest, healthiest self that I've ever been, you know, not just physically but mentally as well. Because I think this whole thing is all about just this mindset of, you know, this diet mindset, this having to look perfect mindset. It all comes from, you know, external factors that are around us. And I think if we just become stronger in ourselves, then we'll be absolutely fine, and we can, you know, we can end this madness that kind of can consume so much of our lives. So onto the first topic, and it's basically just kind of getting real with ourselves about, you know, what we're actually looking at in the world of today, in terms of what we see on TV, and when we're scrolling through social media and stuff, and we're seeing all these absolutely perfect people. It's just, you know, important to remember, you know, what we're actually looking at and what these people have even gone through to look like that. There are so many different things that people can do nowadays to enhance the way they look. Cosmetic procedures have become a real trend. There is, you know, there's so many different things. There's so many apps you can get to make your pictures perfect, and, you know, filters that make you look lovely. And, you know, Photoshop is a very real thing today. You know, it used to be just celebrities and models and stuff that would be photoshopped, and, you know, now it's your everyday girl is kind of photoshopping their pictures in the hope to look this certain way. And it's just, you know, it's just so important to remember that all of these things are available, you know, like things to change your body shape, like waist trainers, shapewear, all of this stuff. Like I said, it's a massive trend these days, so it's so easy to kind of get bogged down in comparing ourselves to what so many people look like. You know, lip fillers are so popular, massive eyelashes, and, you know, they do look amazing. I'm not bashing in any way, shape or form, but I think it's just important to remember that if you are someone that doesn't do any of that, just embrace who you are, embrace your natural beauty, embrace the fact that you look like you and you don't need to enhance yourself in any way. If you feel the most confident and the most beautiful when you do what, sorry, my bunny is literally going crazy. If you feel the most confident and the most beautiful, you know, by enhancing your looks in these ways, then absolute, like, all the power to you. That is what's most important, is how you feel about yourself. But if you don't do all of that stuff, then just a little bit of a wake-up call as to be proud of who you are and how you look in your natural form. If you choose not to make any of these enhancements, then it means, one, you look completely like you, like the real you, and that's something to be really proud of. All your quirks, all your flaws. An original is worth so much more than a copy, and I think if we all looked the same, if we all had these perfect lips, this perfect hair, this, you know, really skinny body with these insane curves. It's what is trendy right now. It's what is, you know, everyone wants to look like right now. But if we all looked like that, like, how boring would it be? How boring would the world be if we had no individuality and no uniqueness? It's really, really easy to forget that, you know, there's so much of this in the world around us, and then therefore we compare ourselves to it all. And, you know, realistically, you should be proud that you look like you should be proud to be you 100%. And yeah, just don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Don't worry about how anyone else looks, because if they're choosing to do something like that, then that is cool. But just make sure you're not bashing yourself in the meantime, you know, while you're appreciating how they look. Next is something that is really, really important, and it is basically putting your health before being skinny or, you know, looking a certain way, because ultimately our health is the most important thing, and our health should be at the forefront of any kind of, you know, lifestyle change. Or I don't want to say the word diet, but everyone calls them diets, but I want you to understand that a diet is generally a very temporary thing with temporary results, and it can just affect our health for, in the long run. So I think it's just really, really important to strive to be healthy, strive to feel good, and then you'll look good anyway, because the better you feel, the happier you'll be, and, you know, the happier you are, the more beautiful you'll be. You know, you'll get this glow, you'll get this sparkle about you that you just cannot have if you're not this happy person. You know, just working on yourself, on your mind and your body and your spirit in a healthy way, then, you know, you're just gonna glow anyway. You're just gonna look lovely all the time. So just focus on that first. Skinny is just not important, because if you want to be skinny, then, you know, you can do that. You can lose ridiculous amounts of pounds in a really, really short amount of time. But realistically, is it worth giving up pizza or chocolate or, you know, all of your favorite things to be miserable for a short amount of time, lose that weight, then probably gain it back again? And, you know, just that vicious cycle that we put ourselves through, you know, to lose weight really fast, but then we can't keep it up because it's not realistic. So my third point is kind of just actually deciding what you really, really want, and the reason that you actually are dieting. What is your reason for dieting? Is it to be healthy long term? Is it to feel confident in your own skin, get fit and tone up and all of this stuff, you know, for the long term? Because to do things long term, you need to make realistic lifestyle changes. And I am a massive, massive believer of not giving up anything that you love, because that is just no way to live. Like if you need to give up pizza or chocolate, then that is just not living. Like there's ways and ways around it. So just decide why you're dieting and make a commitment to yourself to better yourself, because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to look after this one body that you've got. You know, we don't get a second body. This is our one body in this life that we get, and we need to look after it. But, you know, we need to be educated on what food is and the real ingredients in there, that we should maybe just switch up now and then. But if it means that you want a Domino's pizza on a Friday night, girl, go for it. Like, go for it. You know, I eat pizza at least once a week, but most of the time I fill my days up, how I eat is, you know, healthy alternatives to, you know, mostly my favorite foods. Now, I don't eat perfectly, because, you know, I have eaten perfectly in the past and it's been boring and miserable, you know, and now I eat what I want, but in a way that is respecting my body and my health as much as it is making me happy when I eat it. So it's just about finding that balance and educating yourself on food and how you can eat and be so happy with what you're eating, but also, you know, looking after your body at the same time. That's my dinner in the microwave. It's a lasagna that I have pre-made, but it's kind of healthy. Yeah, it's lasagna. I love pasta. I'm just obsessed with it. So yeah, my dinner is ready. But quickly moving on to the next topic, which is intuitive eating. So really just eating what your body wants to eat. Like I said, not punishing yourself and rationing yourself and being like, no, I can't eat that chocolate even though I literally need some chocolate right now. Like when we go through these crazy diets and restrictions and stuff like that, it's really just making us want to probably eat the food even more, and then we'll diet and we'll, you know, starve ourselves, and then we'll binge eat. Even if we're not physically starving ourselves, if we're not giving ourselves the proper nutrients, our body is basically starving anyway, which is going to make us want to eat and eat and eat all of the really bad stuff. So it's just about, you know, finding ways of eating really, really good food that tastes insane, like that tastes insanely good. Now I am currently in the process of writing a recipe book, which is basically all based around that, all foods that make you feel good, that are actually healthy, you know, that actually are made with the good ingredients. And that's the thing we need to be looking at, not looking at calories and stuff, but actually looking at the chemicals that we put in our food, that are in our food that we eat, and maybe just, you know, trying our best to replace them whenever we can with real whole food, you know, superfoods and things that actually benefit us as well. Like I'll give you an example. Like my husband is working away this week, so I made him these like brownies, like my famous brownies. They're absolutely insane. Like they're the most richest, fudgiest, indulgent brownies ever. But they're actually like I class them as a superfood. They've not been like classed as a superfood, but they've got some really good ingredients in there, and there's nothing bad for your health in them whatsoever. I'm actually just gonna insert a picture here. They're chocolate orange, and they've got this little like fudge frosting in the middle. Oh, so good. But I made them for him, and yeah, like they just taste insane. Like they taste amazing, and that's what we love to do, is just to eat food that we know our bodies love as much as we love eating it. And you know, it's not to say like, oh, never eat a brand brownie again, because there's always going to be a time where you're going to want to or need to, or you'll be at a party or a birthday or something and there's going to be cake, and if you want cake, eat that cake, you know. Like I eat naughty things all the time, like sticky toffee pudding and stuff like that, but I also love to make healthy versions, so that the majority of the time my body is getting what it needs, and then I treat myself whenever I want. Like if I want a bag of crisps, it's not very often, but if I want a bag of crisps, I'll eat one. You know, if I want a chocolate bar, I'll have one. Again, because my body is so used to getting the right stuff all the time, I've come to a place where I don't really need to like binge on stuff. And that's what I mean by intuitive eating, is actually just eating what your body wants. And if you're craving something, then just have it. Chances are with that craving, you can find a better alternative to sort that craving out. I don't even know how to say that, but you know. So yeah, just basically just listening to your body and not preventing yourself from eating the food that you love, because that is not living. Like that is not life, and it's not realistic, and you cannot get to your goal weight or shape or fitness by doing unrealistic things that you can't keep up for a long time. You know, the way I eat now is the way I've eaten for over 3 years. I don't fluctuate in my weight whatsoever. You know, I'm confident, I'm relatively toned. I don't work out like crazy, but I work out sometimes. You know, just enough to kind of like feel the burn. I don't like live in the gym, but I love to exercise and keep myself strong. And I love doing yoga and stuff like that. Things that really benefit my body and my mind at the same time. My weight doesn't fluctuate, and I do genuinely eat whatever I want, but it's just a way of educating yourself and changing the way you look at food. Forget the diet crap and the sugar-free this and the fat-free this, because it's not good for you. Like it's full of chemicals which are just going to confuse your body even more, and you know, prolong getting those results that you're after. And last but not least is self-love. This is the most important one. It's definitely something that it's kind of cool. Like it's become kind of like a trendy thing now, which is really nice to see. I see a lot of people posting about it a lot. But I'm not really sure if people are actually delving into it as much as they should be. You know, it is a journey. You know, self-love is a journey. It's been a really long, hard journey for me, but it's definitely something I've put a lot of work into daily, and I still do. So if you are someone that struggles with body confidence or anything like that, then, you know, I would really recommend practicing self-love every day, whether it's reading a good book that's, you know, self-development, or practicing affirmations, meditation, all of this stuff. And just, you know, just spending time with yourself as well is really important, and getting to know who you really are, and you know, just becoming more and more proud of that person as much as you can be, because that's what's most important, and that's what's going to make you feel most confident, is when you are happy within yourself, and only you can change that. You know, you could have a million people tell you that you're beautiful, and if you don't feel like you are, then it's not going to matter, and vice versa. You could have so many people say that you're ugly, but if what's on the inside is right, and you're strong and secure in yourself because you've worked on yourself, then all of those those opinions won't matter either. So I think it's just really, really important to remember, you know, what is inside that counts, and it's up to you. It's your responsibility to work on that and raise your self-love game, and make sure that every day you're spending at least 10 minutes on yourself, doing something that makes you feel good and reminding yourself of how special and how beautiful you actually are on the inside. That is most important. And also, you know, just appreciating how you look on the outside as well. All your quirks and all your flaws and all of this stuff. Like, there's so many things that I've struggled with throughout my life. Everyone's got flaws. Absolutely everyone's got flaws. Even the most perfect person you could imagine, you know, has definitely got flaws of some sort, whether they're external or internal. You know, we've all got flaws, and it's just about kind of owning those and loving ourselves anyway. I hope this video was helpful in any way, and yeah, if you've got any kind of questions or anything, you know, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Also follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna leave my little username there if you want to see loads more recipes like those brownies. So good, because I post a lot of recipes on there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Mwah!